Okay, so what's up? It's your girl Queen Boss Lady, and I'm back with part 3 of my testimony slash story time. I'm getting that my testimony is going to help set other people free. My testimony is going to break the chains off of other people's lives. Thank you so much. Yeah. So back to this thief slash ungrateful slash liar slash dark soul slash thief. This is literally somebody that thought that they could steal my personality and be me. Steal my ideas and be me. One of the things that Miss Kyria would do is when she came to my house, it was never a good feeling. Like I would get bad vibes. I would get bad energy when her and her sister Miss Yanni came to my house. One time in particular, they came to my house, they got dropped off, and I'm just telling my testimony. I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to put anybody down, because guess what? I have been there. I have been there. You know what I'm saying? But I was humble with my shit. I was humble with the things that I was going through. I wasn't ungrateful. I wasn't complaining. I knew that trouble's not gonna last always. I knew that I was a good person, and I knew that I put out good, so I was gonna receive good back. So don't take any offense to like certain things that I'm saying. Like when I said her grandmother was buying her clothes, like that's beautiful if you have a grandmother that's still living to this day that buys you clothes or pour into you and your children, like by all means. But just you can't be out here bragging that you are independent and you do everything on your own. And so once again, like the things that I'm speaking of is how their energy was and their attitude towards things was. So one particular time they got dropped off at my house because they did not have a vehicle. And it's like you would think females like this would be humble and they would have like more gratitude or be like, but it's like not. They think that they live in some type of bougie ass motherfucking high quality, like girl, you stay over here now. But when I had my house, you know, and I lived in a nice area, beautiful backyard, beautiful furnished home. Like I noticed a lot of my ops, a lot of my enemies, they wouldn't visit me. My brother wouldn't visit me, his wife, Kyria, Yanni, my niece, and my dad never came to my house. He never saw my house. Oh, but they worked behind the scenes so hard to make me lose it, you know, doing magic and witchcraft. So one particular day they got dropped off at my house, right? And we needed some stuff from the store or whatever. And they wanted to literally use my vehicle to go to the store. But they told me, no, you stay here, you stay here. And I'm like, I started laughing. I was like, who does that? Both of y'all come to my house and want to use my vehicle to go to the store, and y'all don't want me to come? I'm like even right now, like I'm itching my head. I'm like, that does not make sense. Like, what are you talking about? That does not make sense. How do you come to somebody's house, get dropped off because you don't have a car, and you want to use their car to go to the store, but you don't want the owner of the car to come? Because they had in mind that they was not just going to go to the corner store and come right back. They was going to be bending corners in my shit on my gas. More than likely bring my shit back on E to give to me. And I'm like, I just started laughing. I'm like, y'all do the weirdest things to me. Like, y'all do stuff that I've never even thought about doing. Like, because I'm not that type of friend. I'm not that type of person. Now I can say this. Yeah, I remember us. Now we all going to the store, and that's what we did. We went to the corner store and came back, and I noticed like they ain't want to joyride because they could have been like, girl, let's just ride up and down. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo, real quick or whatever. Ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing to bend a couple corners. You know what I'm saying? Before we get back to the house, I'm cool with that. I like sightseeing. You know, this is my vehicle. This is my truck that I paid for, and y'all wanna come bend corners in it. These the type of enemies that was calling themselves my God sisters, right? So another particular time, I went and I picked her up because she had some type of doctor's appointments or some type of appointments or whatever. And literally like my car just shut off. And I'm telling you, when I had a good truck, motor good, everything was good. My car ran like a kitten. You know how a kitten run real fast and real good? That's how my truck ran. But these witches got in my car and my car just shut off. So I'm like, what the hell? Luckily it shut off in my parking lot. It shut off in my parking space. So I called my dad to come over. Another warlocks, but we gonna get into that. That's another. I'm getting there. I'm gonna put my mom and my dad together because it's just oof. So he come over like he really know how to work on cars, but he don't. He just casting more spells on my car while he got the hood open. So I'm like, yeah, it's never done this before. Like it literally just shut off, and like he don't even see nothing wrong. Ain't nothing running high. All my fluids, like he was able to check my fluids. All my fluids is full. And all of a sudden, Yanni just come out my apartment and she walking all seductive and sexy. And she's standing on my balcony like this. And I could just see how she stood. This hoe was about to be up to no good. And so my dad did like that. He was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, that's my god sister. And he was like, no, that ain't none of my daughter. And she was like, oh yeah, hey daddy. And I was like, please don't get your ass like I wasn't who I am today. Like I would go to 0 to 100 real quick when it was necessary. When it was needed, when I needed to be on the front line, I got right up on the front line. I was like, please don't make me whoop your ass in front of my daddy, because don't play with me about my daddy. I would never call you my stepmama. I would never, none of that shit. Like, no, ever. And I was like, this is my dad. Like, you should have some more respect. Mind you, I never tried their daddy like that. I never disrespected their father like that. Ever. So she started walking all down and, ooh, I say, listen, I was like, Dad, you know what, just go ahead and go. Like, I slammed my motherfucking hood down. I was like, just go ahead and leave, because I'm telling you, if you talk to her, like, and this one thing about Mr. Joseph, I'm going to call them by their names, Mr. Joseph and Miss Jeanette. It's like, once they get me to a certain point and all I see is red, they will back off, because they know that, you know, I will get to a point where I'm unstoppable and I'm uncontrollable, and there is no predicting what will happen or what I will do. And so when I did that and I slammed the hood down, I was like, just go, because I'm telling you, I ain't giving you, like, I'm talking to Mr. Joseph like this, which Mr. Joseph is my dad. I'm like, I'm not giving you permission to talk to my friend, especially not her, like, nah. So he left, and I was like, thank you for coming to see about me and everything like that. So he left, and then all of a sudden my truck just crunked back up. And but before this, it's like Mr. Joseph did see where there was some kind of like corrosion around my battery. So he was like, go right there. Like, literally, when you walk out my apartment and you cross the street, like, literally, there's the store right there. There's a corner store. So he was like, just cross the street right there and go in the store and get a Coca-Cola and you pour that on the battery and it'll, knock off the corrosion and I can tighten up the battery cords. And he was like, that's all that's wrong. Like your battery cords keep unloosing. And so I was like, y'all come on, walk to the store with me. Oh no, girl, oh my God. Oh God, girl, we could never walk to the store. Like, I've been knowing y'all for 3 years now, and you had a car one time and it got repossessed. Like, come on, what? Like, this is what I love myself, but people, I'm not conceited or anything. I'm humble. I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? If I got to walk to the store, I'm going to walk to the store. And I've had plenty days where I've had to walk to the store. Me and my children had to walk in the rain a couple of times because I did not have a vehicle. And they had to walk home from school. And the school was like 5 minutes, on with walking. So they didn't have a bus within that area. And, some days it's raining. So it's like, who do y'all think y'all is to not want to cross the street? The store is literally 2 minutes. You literally walk out the complex and the store is right across the street. So they like, oh yeah, no, ew, So I just walked off. I went and got the Coke, came back, whoop whoop, and then that's when I said that to her, whatever. And we got in the car crunk up, everything fine or whatever. I'm like, listen. You know what I'm saying? I may play with you about a lot of things and I may joke around, but like right now I'm real serious. If you ever in your life disrespect me or try to talk to my dad, like you will have some problems on your hands. And I'm not gonna state what other promises that I made to her, but because I'm not I was about to say I'm not happy about those promises that I made to her. Now that I'm replaying it in my mind, I'm disappointed, but you got to stand on business when you're dealing with these demons. Like, sometimes you have to, you know what I'm saying? It's like they be picking because they know there is a tamed beast within me or whatever. And I just, like, I know how to conduct myself. Like, I'm not finna be, they would have attitudes all the time about nothing. They would have attitudes all the time for nothing, like, don't let me get a new car or, something good's happened for me. They not celebrating me. They mad. When I pulled up with that rental car, you think she was like, yeah, okay, God done upgraded my sister. I know that's right. No, she was so bulldog mad. She was so mad. They get mad. Any blessing that God gave me, like literally, I would see their response. Like they would be mad. They would be blowing smoke for the smallest, simplest, stupidest things. Like they had me following them to the liquor stores. They had me, like they would just, you know what I'm saying? Not following them, but like inviting me to go to the liquor store with them, inviting me to do drugs with them, inviting me to go to the clubs with them. But when I invited them somewhere with me, it was church. We was going to church. These demons literally would follow me to church. This is how devilish and evil Miss Kyria is, Miss Johnny is, the whole dang on clique. These people literally went to church because I was going to church. Like, literally, she would follow me everywhere that I went. She had no intentions on going to be healed. She had no intentions on going to be saved. She had no intentions on going to grow, to prosper, to heal, or any of those things. And I just remember praying one day. I was riding in the car with her, and I was like, God, save me from these people, man. I'm tired of being around them. Like, because it just got to a point where, like, I was tired of being around them, but I'm just got to tell y'all the truth, because the truth already set me free. I want to set other people free, and I know that it's going to set other people free. Like, you feel this feeling like I'm just tired of hanging with these people, but I don't know how to free myself. Like, I want to free myself. Like, I don't want to be around these people no more. And I just remember praying in my head. I'm like, God, save me. And we pulled up at her house. I'm talking about her car full of smoke. I was so high, y'all. Just on Mary Jane. whatever her ecstasy, her liquor, whatever. But me, I just smoke me some Mary Jane. That's it. That's all. And a big old van pulled up, and I'm like, "You expecting somebody?" She like, "No." And it was like 3 or 4 people, and it was these same church ladies that start ganging up on me too. It was like I was just jumping out of one hot damn pot of grease into another hot pot of grease. But it's like God heard my cry, and He heard my prayer, because I was crying on the inside. And these church people, they came inside the house, and they was like, "God sent me here to save your soul." And when I tell you, I just broke down crying, because God can use the devil. God can use your enemies to strengthen you. God can use your enemies to make your enemies your footstool. God can use the enemy to relay a message. And I had just prayed to God, like, "God, save me from these people. Like, I want to get away from them, but I feel like they got a stronghold on me. Like, save me right now. If you love me, I'm high off weed. I just need a sign from you that you ain't leaving me in this alone with all these snakes." Like, I literally knew these people was snakes all around me. Like, I knew they wasn't no good for me. But I just didn't know how to disconnect. I didn't know how to get away from these people, because they was doing witchcraft. They was doing voodoo. They was doing black magic. They was paying to have it done. She left her bloody pad in my kids' room one time, and I went in there to clean their room, and she had them on the inside of her pants. So I'm like, okay, she left her pants, let me go ahead and roll them up and put them in a bag. But when I picked the pants up to roll them up, her drawers and her panties and the pad fell out on the floor. Bloody pad. How you leave your bloody drawers and your bloody pad in somebody's children's room? Doing witchcraft. I had got a real bad, like, I'm a clean person. Like, I suffered from OCD very bad, but I knew I had to be delivered from it, because I had children and I didn't want that to affect me. So I'm in my kids, cleaning my kids' room, and I get that she was doing magic, blood rituals. I started getting a big old roach problem. Like, you know how you see a roach there and you're like, okay, let me kill it? No. It was so bad. I had to, when I moved into my house, when God moved me, He said, leave everything. It was so bad. They just infested my house with roaches. Like roaches would be falling off the damn ceiling. Roaches all in my plants. My house was so beautiful. I had big old plants. I had statues. Roaches all in the statues. It's because they was doing witchcraft, and that's why I was like, I wanted to get away from these people, but they had such a strong hold on me, right? So when a lady walked in the house and was like, "God sent me here to save your soul," I just broke down and I started crying, y'all. I broke down. I just sat on the sofa like bawling my eyes out, just crying. And they came and they was praying over me, and guess what she did? Sat down too and started crying. And I was just like, God is so good. He allowed me to see everything. People be really thinking they thieves, or they really be thinking they getting away with something. But I was like bawling like this. And then when she seen they came to me and they began to pray over me, then she sat down and began to cry. And I just happened to like look up, God, like, look at her copying off of you. And I just looked at it and I just put my head down and I was just focused on the anointing that had just fallen on my life and how God stepped in. And so I started going to church with these people, and she would follow me to church. She had no intentions on doing right. She had no intentions on changing her heart. She had no intentions on healing or prospering. She was just following me, y'all. And I was touched and I was healed while at this church, Tabernacle, something like that, yeah. So, but they still ended up turning on me and everything like that. So, because it's like, people can have me in their presence for just short amount of time before they realize it's something about me that they don't have, or it's some type of jealousy, or so that's what it was. But like when I first started going, I know now why God had me go there, because it was a healing there for me. And the pastor just he healed me from unforgiveness. I had unforgiveness in my heart for my brother's murderers, and I hated them so bad. It was such a rage, and it was a part of, you know what I'm saying, the things and the trials and tribulations that I had gone through. And when he said that having unforgiveness in your heart creates poison in your body, and you know, it makes you have anger issues, and it holds resentment, and it harbors and it festers in your life, and it gets in your body, and it causes sickness. Like, I wanted to be healed, and I just began to pray while he was talking, and I just started crying again, y'all. I was healed. And I remember just raising my hand, and he, you know, called on me, and I stood up, and I was like, thank you. You helped me heal. Like, I thought I could never forgive my brother's murderers. Whew. I thought I never could forgive them for what they did to me, you know, and what they did to my brothers. But I know now I have to forgive. It's only right that I set that free from my mind and my body, and I just feel such a relief. And I just began to cry and cry. And y'all, once again, God, like, look out the corner of your eye, look out the corner of my eye. She looking at me like this, like a bull. That's exactly how she was looking at me. And I just find it so strange how none of these people see how she looking at me like this. Like a Russian bull. So mad that I'm standing up for myself. So mad that I'm accepting within my body healing. And I'm accepting in my body, in my mind, in my spirit, in my soul to forgive. She was so mad and so livid. Like, she was even doing stuff like after we was like going to the van and whatever, she was just like, she was so mad and so angry. And I just still, like, so many people turn a blind eye to certain things, and if you continue to turn a blind eye to certain people, these hindering spirits, these monitoring spirits, these demonic spirits, these people that I'm speaking of right now in my testimony, they will mess you up mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Because what if I didn't answer that call? What if, you know what I'm saying? And we just stopped at her house to use the bathroom. I had to use the bathroom, and we was close by her house. I was like, hey, stop me by your house real quick so I can use the bathroom. That wasn't nobody but God, because after she, you know, she got en route to go to her house, I prayed that prayer, and God came through for me. So it was just situations like that, you know, that, you know, made her mad. How you gonna get angry because somebody get healed and somebody gets forgiveness in their heart? You know, like, what is that to get mad about? Like, but that's what these dark souls do. They get mad because, see, that's you elevating. You know what I'm saying? And leaving them down here unhealed, unwhole, full of unforgiveness, harboring negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful of that. So I told her bits and pieces, like how my mom treated me, how Miss Johnson would babysit kids and was not. She had no business babysitting anybody's children when she wouldn't. You know, she wasn't good to me, but she was good to her other children. But one of the things she would do was, she would, when the mother would pay her, she would go buy us good food like steak and shrimp, you know, seafood and stuff like that. And then she would give the lady kids a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or a cold ham and cheese sandwich while we sitting there eating steak and shrimp. And that broke my heart as a child. Like, literally, I was cutting my steak, and and slipping it under the table to the kids and stuff like that, and slipping shrimp up underneath the table to them, because I just felt so bad, like, and you making us eat this in front of them. Like my mom, I'm gonna get into her, but she should have been an actor because she's so good, but Miss Johnson is the most evilest person out of all the people that I have met. Like, Miss Johnson and my daughter is the most evilest people that I have encountered while I've been walking this green earth, and that just broke my heart. And I remember just telling Miss Kyria bits and pieces of, things that my mother would do that I didn't like. So, like I said, she got me kicked out of my apartment because you wasn't allowed to have no guests in your house after 11 or 12 o'clock. And and I had a washer, I had a dryer, and nobody was allowed to bring their clothes to my unit and wash and dry, and nobody was allowed to spend the night. So I told her that, I was like, yeah, I like my apartment, and you're my friend, so that means you're gonna be visiting me in my home, so I'm gonna tell you the rules too, so that you don't get it twisted. So I told her, I said, you cannot spend the night, you gotta be gone by 12, and you can't wash no clothes over here. The next day, this girl brought a big old dirty basket of clothes to my house, talking about, this is how they play on my good heart. This is how they play on my big heart. And this is why it's important for me to tell you, protect your heart, guard your heart, stand your grounds. Because at first I did have my emotions confused. Like, I couldn't stand up for myself in certain, because my heart was so big and so genuine. And these people was doing magic on me too at the same time. But not only that, it's just like I'm a good friend. The next day, and I was like, Kyria, I told you can't wash clothes over here. And she was like, oh, what I'm supposed to do? It's like every time I elevated and started doing good, it's like all her problems became my problems. But like when I wasn't doing good, she was so fucking happy. She was like the man on the moon, like moonwalking and shit, and happy. She was just so fucking happy with life. And then God would like flip the switch, and all of a sudden I'll be way the fuck up here, and they'll be still right there where, you know what I'm saying, God want them to be. And then she'll have so many problems, and all of her problems will become my problem. And I'm like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. When we was just both right here, you were so happy. You're so this, you're so that. You're not complaining. You don't have nothing to complain about. But then I get a brand new fucking car, and now you want to call me talking about, oh, I don't have no motherfucking body to depend on. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm off work today. Like, I'm just chilling in my bed. And she called me talking about, oh, I'm walking up and down Martin Luther King right now because won't nobody give me a ride. And I'm like, you didn't even ask me for a ride, so how was I supposed to know that you needed one? And I was like, excuse me, y'all. And I was like, I don't have a problem coming to get you or whatever and giving you I can't even get my motherfucking baby to daycare because it's fake And I'm like, hold up, who's fake? Like, what are you talking about? Because if you calling me fake, baby, I'm one of the realest friends that you done ever had, and I'm one of the realest friends that you'll ever know. So I don't know what you talking about. I don't know why you mad. You just call my phone yelling and screaming, talking about something. You walking. Baby, I had plenty of days where I had to walk. I had plenty of days where I had to walk to the grocery store. I had plenty of days where I had to walk, and I never called you going off. I never made you feel like you were obligated to fucking give me rides. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you call me and ask me and I'm going to do it, or either I'm calling you, asking you, hey, you need a ride, I'm finna be out and I'm finna be taking care of business, I can take you, run you here, or whatever. That's the type of friend that I am. So it's like, she would just do things like that, try to steal my joy. Like, I'm happy, I done got a new car, I done got a new apartment. So I'm like, you can't wash your clothes. And she just go, oh, I don't got no clean clothes. But when we was just hanging, you glorifying how your mama paid this bill, and how your mama putting your daughter through private school, and how your grandma buying your clothes. But now I got a blessing. Oh, now you and your baby got dirty clothes and it's my problem. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, bring the clothes up here. I'm talking about the next day. I got a big ass red note on my door. You're in violation of your lease and of your staying code. Nobody's supposed to wash laundry at your house. This is a warning. And so that's how I knew, like, duh, they got cameras. Like, they had cameras all around their complex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was not playing. So boom, not even 2 days later, she trying to spend the night. I'm like, you cannot spend the night. Like, it's 11:30. When your ride coming? I'm not taking you nowhere. When is your ride coming? It's 11:45. I'm like, you cannot spend the night. You're gonna get me in trouble. I already got in trouble for you washing clothes over here the other day. Boom, she leave my house at like 11:55. Boom. They turn around, her and her side nigga turn around, do the same thing the next day. This day, both of them at my house. Then this is what got me put out. Her boyfriend, her side nigga got me put out. Fat Mike, Fat Allen, her, Kyria Wilson, and Fat Mike, or Fat Allen, whatever his name is, got me put out my apartment. She was in my apartment and he was downstairs, and he was like, oh, I'm catching a zap. He literally had his motherfucking zap come to my apartment complex, and he sold a person drugs. All that was on camera, right? And I'm looking out the blinds. I'm like, no, he cannot do that here. He can't sell drugs outside of my apartment like that. And she was like, oh, well, you go and tell him then. So after the whole exchange already happened, I went downstairs and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, you cannot do that. You cannot do that over here at my place. Like, no, I said, and just to let you know, all of that is on camera. So yeah, sure enough, the next day, she told me I had to get out. Yes, they put a note on my door saying that I had to be off the premises within a week. No, within 7 hours or something like that, or 24 hours. Like, she only gave me 24 hours to get out. Like, this lady ain't play no games, because why should she? Like, this is a brand new apartment. It's beautiful inside and out. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, washer, dryer, dishwasher, appliances new, and they're helping you do everything. They just want you to get on your feet, and they want you to go to the meetings and things like that. They not finna play around with you. Like, if you're not ready, then you, because of other leeches that's attached to you, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't willing to let that go, so we willing to let you go. And I was upset. And I cried, but then I had to snap out of it because I had to hurry up and hustle. And I went to my mentor and I told him that I had 24 hours to get out of the apartment or whatever. And he called another complex and was able to get me in. Now, it was in the hood, basically. So I was in a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Playground for my children. You know, when you live in an upscale neighborhood, you live around more upscale people. You live around more upscale kids. So I went from here to here. Now I'm living in the slums. Like, inside the apartment was nice, but it's still outside. It's like fucking slums. The people slum. They ain't trying to do nothing. They you know what I'm saying? They prostituting, they drugging, they drug addicts, all that going on. They fighting, they hunching each other men. Like, you think she came to my house? No. And when she would come to my apartment, this is when she started stealing my clothes, y'all. This person, it's like she would just up the ante. And that's what they do. They're like, okay, that magic worked for a little while. Okay, so it's time to try some new magic. It's time to do some more magic. And I had just got done washing my clothes, drying my clothes. I had just got done folding up my clothes. Me, when I have outfits like that go together, I put them on the hanger together, or I fold them up and I make sure the shirt is with the bottoms. So I had folded up my clothes. She in my room. We just talking and laughing, and I'm folding up my clothes, putting them in my closet, hanging my clothes up, color coordinated, because mind y'all, I have OCD. I had OCD. So I'm hanging my clothes up by color. I want my shoes by color. And so she like, you'll go to the store for me real quick. And that's how they used it. You know what I'm saying? So since the first time, you know, they tried to use my vehicle and go to the store and leave me at my house, didn't work. Now she just like, oh, you go to the store for me. I stay here with the kids, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll go right there to the corner store and run right back. Listen, the next day, so I go to the corner store. I come back. We, you know, finish the night. I don't think nothing of it. The next day, I go to my closet to put on a Pacific outfit. The whole outfit gone. I go to put on, okay, so I'm like, God just go to speaking to me right then and there. He like, don't look for it because it's gone. Don't psych your mind out because that's what they want to do. They want to have you running around your house looking for what you know you just folded up and put in your closet. Looking for what you know you just hung up on your closet. Like, literally, I just hung it up. God told me, don't look for it because it's gone. And back then, like, we were all like, that's when the big bags had just came out, the big purses, the big pocketbooks had just came out. So I was even loving them. Like, I love me a big old purse. I still do. Let me get this purse right here. This my Kate Spade's purse. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can get some clothes up in here. So me, you know, not thinking like that or whatever. This girl done packed my damn clothes up, took them with her to do voodoo magic on them. And God told me that, and I was just like, I just sat on my bed, and I just sat back. I'm like, and then God's like, you know, the magic she doing, it won't work. She trying to make you go crazy. She trying to make you go insane. By even by, this is how the magic start. Like, if you know you just hung something up in your closet, and you go to look for it and it's not there, why you gonna keep looking for it? That's the sign right there that you once you start looking for it and you panicking and you looking high and you looking low and you looking in your drawers and you looking through all your clothes, that's the start right there that the witchcraft is working. God said no, don't look for it. Don't look for it because it's not there. So I'm just like, dang, man, I'm around a bunch of snakes. Like, she just won't stop. She just will not give up. She just will not let up. Her sister, Kyria Wilson, did the same thing, but I was able to get her. She didn't have no purse on her that day. So, you know, every house got one of these, you know, utility closets, you know, and they put their Christmas tree and stuff like that in the closet or whatever. So what she did was she took my shoes, a pair of my sandals that the sandals she liked it the most, and she took them and I guess she moved all the stuff, all the Christmas stuff, and she shoved them all the way down in the box, all the way down to the bottom, right? Anybody in their right mind, and it's like February, you know what I'm saying? Like, Christmas ain't round the corner nowhere. So you ain't finna find these no time soon. So I go to put my shoes on, and it's always the next day I want to put this exact item on, because it's nobody but God leading me and showing me and revealing to me these snakes and these thieves and these dark soulless people. So I go to put the shoes on, they not there. So God's like, go in your closet. So I go in the closet, I open the door. He like, pull all the stuff out, pull it up, and your shoes down into the bottom, and I did. Y'all, I put these shoes on with my outfit, and I went right where she was. When I tell you, she thought she saw a ghost. She almost spit out one of her lungs. She almost spit up her juice. Like, it was so fun. She was like, when she seen them shoes on my feet, it's like her soul. She don't have no soul. So it's like her eyes almost popped out of the socket. It was so funny. I was laughing on the inside. I was laughing so hard. But it's like, God, I'm getting tired of doing stuff like this. Like, you know, I already done caught these people at their own game. Like, I'm tired of them. Like, I'm ready to detach from these people. Like, I want them to leave me alone. Like, I started praying to God that he just remove these people from out of my life, because they just started, and then they'll turn around and start a rumor about me saying that I be stealing their clothes. I was like, cause this what they'll do. They'll talk about you right in front of your face, and then they'll be like, oh, cause you know people be stealing clothes or whatever. And I'm like, damn, what's that about? God and my angels was like, oh yeah, they got a nerve. Listen, let me tell you one thing about my angels, baby. They gutter. They hood. They talk just like how I'm talking. They give me that information. They don't hold out, baby. They say, oh yeah, they telling people that you the one stealing clothes. I say, no. For real, girl. They telling people you the one stealing clothes. That's why she said that. I said no. I'm like, God, just remove these people from my life. I just began to pray and ask God to remove these people from out of my life, because they don't mean me no good. They just, and then they swear that like I don't think that I'm better than them, but it's like any chance that they tried to make it seem like they was better than me, and I'm like, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm better than y'all, and I pretty much know that I am better than y'all, because all you do is run the streets and hoe. You sitting up here sleeping with your sister baby daddy. You sleeping with your sister's baby daddy. And then you want to think you better than me? I wouldn't ever sleep with my sister's baby daddy. My sister would sleep with mine though. But that's what makes me better than y'all. Is I won't do the things that y'all do. I won't talk about y'all how y'all talk. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm talking about you now, because for you to get on my Facebook and bring and try to re-enter my life like that. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's because when I speak up on your name, it's all truth, it's all facts. When you speak up on my name, it's all lies, it's all illusions. Everything is made up. Everything is made up. So, I began to pray these people off of me and distance myself from these people. And I remember one time I just called her and I went off on her, because God was just revealing to me everything that she was doing and everything that she had done. And I snapped. I called her. I'm like, you know what? All you do is talk shit behind my back. You a two-faced. Like, I just went off. I just let her have it. I was like, bitch, all you do is get motherfucking abortions and abort them. You ain't no motherfucking mama. You won't stand on business. You can't do shit. Like, she couldn't get a word in. You understand me? When I tell you I was reading her like a book. Man, I was reading her, and then I clicked. And then God was like, okay, you feel better? I'm like, no, I'm going through my house like I'm enraged, like I'm tired of her, like I'm tired of them. He like, run you a bath, and get in your tub, and get in the bath and relax. Let me close my window, because I don't know where they come from with all this talking. And I take me a bath, and I just begin to pray over myself and just, pray for me and pray for what I just said, and pray, a person just only can take so much, And I was praying she pulled up. I was praying she pulled up to my spot. Cause baby, when I tell you I was ready, I went to biting my nail. When I bite my nails off, I'm back then. Back then, I wouldn't dare now. Hell no. But when I bite my nails off, I got to get my $65 worth, because that's how much I paid for these. I got to get it, and I got to get it up off of you. So I done bit my nails off, because they love to used to try to like pull up on people, and because they swear they so gangster and things like that. So, I was waiting on her, but God was like, no, just go calm down, take you a bath, and relax because this is what she want. And I remember one time she was telling me, because I had got a little razzle dazzle, and she was like, oh, Keith, she was laughing. I had to straighten somebody real quick. I was like, nah, excuse me, do. And she was like, she started laughing. She was like, we do this to everybody. We turn everybody out. And I'm like, yeah, I know that's why your dad dropped me off with you. I know that's why he hooked us up to be friends together, because y'all supposedly turn people out. I said, but you ain't turned me out. I always been like this. Now, what's up? What's up? I say no, but the only thing is, like, I put that behind me. But I say, y'all people right here, I can't put that behind me. Like, that person that I was, I gotta bring her forward, fucking with y'all, because y'all on some grimy, slimy, you know what I'm saying, mess and things like that. But I just kept praying, like, God, remove these people, like, just make them forget about me, like, just remove them from me, like, let them just leave me alone, just leave me be. Like, I don't want to fool with them no more, like, I don't want to deal with them no more. Like, she done got me kicked out of my place, and then they'll swear they don't do nothing. They'll swear they some angels. They'll swear they some saints. They'll swear God give their toughest battles to the toughest soldiers. They'll swear they're a soldier for God, mocking God, making fun of God, basically, when you sitting up here saying you for God, but you're doing all this to somebody that really do love God and really do stand for God. You mocking him. You want to claim God, but you ain't doing nothing that God telling you to do. Because why would you steal my clothes? Why would you leave your bloody pad in my house? Why would you think you're going to get my rental car? Why would you come back into my life after 7 years of cutting you off, threatening me with CPS, when I don't even know you? You don't even know me. You don't even know me no more. This lady literally came back in my, like, she rose from the goddamn dead. Talking about some, you should, I can try to get your mama number. What I need Miss Johnson number for? I don't need her number. What do I need her number for? This lady literally came back in my life and tried to grab me by my collar and drag me back to my motherfucking past. Bitch, I don't want to call her name, and forgive me, and that's not my purpose, but I just was really getting deep just then. But Miss Wilson, Miss Kyria, no, I don't want to deal with you. I don't care how it looks to you. I don't care what rumor you spread about me. I'm going to be obedient to God, and God told me to cut the snake off. You are a snake. He told me specifically to cut you off by the head. You are a snake, and your whole affiliation is a snake. Your dad is a snake. Your sister is a snake. All them over there is snakes. All of them. Bud is even grimy. You get what I'm saying? A lot of things. This is another thing that God was telling me about. Even her boy, even he was competing with me. Her baby daddy was competing with me. My friend had took me out to eat, and he gave me a purse. Me, I like purses. I don't care if it's a Kate Spade. This is a, expensive purse, but I just like it because it's pink. I like purses. This is a $250 purse, but I got a $20 purse in there that I carry more than this. My little $20 Walmart purse, like, I like purses, green, purple, red, blue, it don't matter. When I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, I used to go to Family Dollar and buy the purses. Then when I got a little older, I started going to Walmart. Then when I got a little older, Dillard's and things like that, I buy a purse from the mall. I buy a purse from a swap shop. I buy a purse from Walmart. If it go with one of my outfits, I could put it together with one of my outfits. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not, but they really think that they is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sit up here and you bitch and complain about him not even buying toilet tissue for the house. You go in there to use the bathroom, they don't have no toilet tissue, but they sparking up weed. You go in there, ain't no dish detergent. You know what I'm saying? But they got drugs, they got pills, they got Molly, they got lean. You get what I'm saying? So my boo thing took me out to eat, and he gave me a purse with a, I never forget, it was this color orange, and it said MK, Mary Kay, yeah, Michael Kors, that's what it was, Michael Kors. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't the real thing. But they knew because I had got dropped back off. Like once we came back or whatever, he dropped me off to their house. Because at the time, like I said, she got me put out. And so I was waiting on my other apartment to come through. And her baby daddy wouldn't even let me bring my bed over there. He had a 3 bedroom house. Wouldn't even let me bring my bed over there. I had to sleep on the cold ass floor so that I could walk my baby to school, because her bus is like, I had a house, and then they had got another house right around the corner, because we was living like a street across from each other. They had a house in the back of me, and I was staying on the front street or whatever, and they had got put out, and then I had got put out, and so then he had got a house around the corner, so my baby bus stop was still right there. So I was sleeping on the cold ass motherfucker. That floor was so fucking cold. I'll never forget that. That floor was so freaking cold. My bones would be aching when I got up, and I would just be like, Lord, take it, and it'll go right away. And so I had some papers, and I had my purse that I left with, and then I had the purse that he just had gave me. And she was like, girl, what's that? And I was like, oh, he just gave me this purse. It's cute, ain't it? I like it. Like, it was literally this color orange. I was like, I like it. I'm going to get some shoes to go with it. And, like, she started laughing, and she was like, girl, that shit fake. And I was like, oh, well, I don't care if it's fake or not. You know what I'm saying? It's the thought that counts. Like, he gave me a purse or whatever, because he was selling them out his trunk. I was like, so, you know, that's his little hustle or whatever. A lot of people must like him, because a lot of people be buying them, because he had sold like 3 of them when he was with me. So when I tell y'all, 3 days later, her baby daddy literally drove her to Orlando to the Michael Kors store and bought her like $150 purse, $150 Michael Kors purse. And she came back and was like, yeah, this the real one right here. You see the inside? That's real right there. Like, we ain't with that fake shit over here, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? It's about being humble. It's about being thankful for what anybody do for you. Like, it don't matter if it's real or fake. Like, if he would have bought me the real one, I would have still felt the same way as this knockoff one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I am. That's just who I am, and I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna be like, I love myself. I love me. I love my personality. I love how thankful I am. I love how grateful I am. I love how humble I am. I wasn't ashamed of my purse. I still wore my purse with certain outfits. When I could throw that orange together with these shoes, girl, I was wearing that purse. Who? But these people, these are the ones that will try to belittle you any way that they can. Any way that they can belittle you, they try to belittle you. But this is the same person who left their child with me. Like, literally, when I tell y'all, listen, when I tell y'all, her daughter was in diapers when I met them. When I tell y'all, this little girl diaper was always hanging to her knees. When I tell y'all, this little girl had a rash on her behind so bad it was red. Her butt was raw. Her butt was the color of this card right here. Because, you know, I came by and I stepped in. I'm like, go get a diaper. Let me change your diaper, because that's what a real auntie do, right? That's what a real friend do, right? Right. Like, I see your baby pamper sagging between their legs, full of feces and full of pee. Go get a diaper. Go get a diaper in the wipes. You get what I'm saying? But you got the nerve to try to step to me as a parent. My children never, ever, ever had a rash, never had a diaper rash, and never had a pamper that sagged to their fucking knees. So she left her daughter with me one night after I told her, and this is when I had my rental car, and I told her I was going to hang out with my friend that night, because I didn't even have my kids. Luckily, like, this is one out of the year that my daughter was with her dad and my other daughter was with Miss Johnson. My other daughter was with Miss Johnson. So I was like, oh, I'm going to hang out with my other friends or whatever. Because I had started making other friends. I was trying to like wing myself away from them, like get up off of them. And she literally left her daughter. She was like, oh, I'm coming. And that's the one thing they lie so much. Oh, I'm just going right here. I'm just going right here. And I'll be back 10, 11 o'clock. No, it was like 7 o'clock came, 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right, come on. I go pull up on her daddy. And I'm like, here go your baby. Miss Wilson left her with me. And he like, nah, I don't want her. I'm like, how you don't want your child? He was like, what, Kyria? I was like, I don't know. She never came back. She used to love to fucking do that. That's what crackheads do. They fucking do a disappearing act. Like, how the fuck? And then you think that shit is okay. They think it's okay because nobody tells them about the wrong they doing, but they have the nerve to think that they can correct you about the right that you doing. I'ma stand on business. When I say that, I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to stand on everything that I'm saying right now. Every last single word. And this is my testimony, and this is what made me a stronger person. Because I promise you, when another Miss Wilson come around me and think she gonna be my friend, I tell her, no, baby, that's cool. You diss me. I don't take it no further. I promise you I don't. I promise you I don't. Because you're not the only one with this spirit. You're not the only one with this monitoring, hindering. They would do things. She would do magic to make me lose opportunities and things like that. And so I'm like, yeah, you gotta get your baby. And he like, nah, I don't want her in front of the baby. Like, nah, I don't want her. And I'm like, but it's your baby, and I'm leaving, and she's not coming with me. Man, I'm calling her phone. She not even answering. How you leave your baby with somebody and they calling you and you don't answer? And you not with her dad, you with a whole nother nigga. You don't know what I'm calling you about. You don't know if I'm calling you to tell you, hey, your baby running a fever. I don't know if am I allowed to give her any medicine. What? You don't know if I'm calling you to tell you, hey, your baby got a cut, your baby got a bubble. You don't, and you ain't answering. You ain't answering. I remember the first time my spirit guides and my angels and God told me, not God, but my ancestors do not like this. My ancestors do not like Miss Kyria Wilson. I remember the first time they told me that we don't like her. And they showed me we don't like her because she don't like you. She don't have your best interest. She's doing this, and she was doing magic on me, y'all. My ancestors showed up and they showed out. She was at my house, and I was talking to her, telling her about this incident that I had, this run-in that I had. And I was noticing like how they was in my life, and it's just this dark ass cloud came back in my life. But when they wasn't in my life, it's like the dark cloud was gone, and I was healing like from my brother being murdered or whatever. And so she at my house, and I'm telling her about like this run-in that I had. And listen, y'all, she was in my kitchen, and she was walking back out to my living room, and she slipped and fell. My AC unit was leaking water, and it wasn't bad. I would just go ahead and mop it up, but the landlord was notified they was gonna come. They were supposed to be coming to fix the leak, but I mean, until then, like, how can I stop it from leaking? I'm not no AC professional or whatever. So y'all, she was walking back to the living room, and she literally slipped and fell. Her feet went up in the air, and she came down on her elbow. And I tell y'all, I literally saw somebody bone sticking out their arm. Like her bone was out this way and her arm was this way, like, and her bone was out this way. I was like, oh my God. You better call on him. That's the only person I was calling on. I'm like, oh my God. I'm trying to hurry up, get to my phone. I don't want to move her. Literally her bone sticking out. her whole bone out her arm. I called the ambulance. I'm like, I need an ambulance quick. My sister fell and she broke her arm. Her bone literally sticking out. The ambulance come. Like, I'm like, I got your baby. I got her. She good. She can stay here. And it hurted so bad, like, to the point where it didn't hurt. Like, she was numb. Like, that's how painful it is. Like, blood just leaking. Like, the ambulance came, they put her on the stretcher, they done took her to the hospital. They had to literally pop her bone back in place, put a screw. I don't know nothing about no screw. But they literally had to pop her bone back in place. I'm not sure about the screw or whatever. I don't remember that part, but I know she was in a cast for like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months. You know, she can't use her arm and things like that. She could not use her arm to do her hair or, you know, drive. She couldn't really do nothing. Like, my angels, my ancestors was like, man, we tired of her playing with you. And I'm like, you tired of her playing with me? They were like, yeah, she don't like you. And then she just slipped and fell, y'all. I promise you, I don't be doing nothing to people. I don't be wishing harm on people. And this is why I don't, because I know God is real. I know angels are real. I know my ancestors are real, and they do not play about me. A lot of people think that they can come around and they can play with me, and they can play like they so intelligent and like they getting over on me or like they getting ahead of me, and they're not. You know, I don't have to lay a finger on people, and I choose not to. I don't want to. I'm not a violent person. Now, that's me. I'm not a violent person. Now, my angels and my ancestors and God. People be thinking that God ain't on that type of time. Okay. Play with his children and see. Play with his children and see. And a lot of people, they don't believe in God. They don't believe he's real. They believe in illusions. They believe in, let's just do something because it's what's doing. It's what's popping. Oh, let's just go to church because they going to church. Oh, it's a fashion show. It's a this, it's a that. Okay. Play with God's children and you'll see. Just like if somebody try to play with your child, you already know what type of time you're going to be on. You know what type of time you're going to be on. Somebody come around your parts. That means your house, your home, playing with your child. Okay. So I'm going to be getting into it in the other video as to why she felt like she could threaten me with DCF and why she felt like she had to get Miss Johnson number for me and trying to act like, see, my brother put her up to this because, see, like I said, I had no knowledge. I had no knowledge that, you know, all my ops had linked up. I did not know. I didn't know that was her texting me. I didn't know that was her gang stalking me. But I'll let y'all know in the other video why.